Hi, third grade. You are starting some new EL stuff today, and I want to give you a little bit of a beginning thought process to where we're going for today and throughout the week. So we know that our guiding questions through this entire module have been, why are the world's freshwater sources threatened? And we've learned that there are 3 water issues that go along with that. There's demand on water, access to water is a problem, and pollution is a problem. And then our second guiding question said, how do people convince others to take action to contribute to a better world? And so last week you spent a lot of time gathering information about actions people can take and people have taken to help with these water problems. And now we're going to use all of that information that you gathered last week and all of those great thoughts that you have in your head and put them into a written form to explain to people why they need to get involved and help with these 3 water problems. So our learning target today is I can begin my opinion essay by hooking the reader and telling the issue. So normally we have a multiple paragraph essay, and today we are going to start our first paragraph, but eventually throughout the week we will continue until we have 2 full paragraphs. But today we're only going to begin the first paragraph. So we know that when we're writing, we need to have some sort of plan to get our ideas from. And last week we asked you to finish your different types of note catchers. There were 3. There was access to water, demand on water, and pollution in water. And you filled out these multiple different boxes, and you focused on action last week. How are we going to solve this problem? So there we go. So here's an idea of how I'm going to show you how these ideas are going to pop into our actual essay and how we're going to use these sections. Today we're really going to be using mostly the issue section, and also we want to be able to hook the reader. So we have here, and you'll see this attached to the assignment, is our water opinion essay that Mrs. Aubin and Mrs. Harrison wrote. And we're going to start with just focusing on the top part here, this section right here, but I'm going to go ahead and read the whole thing, and we're going to look and see how it relates here to our note catcher. So it says, did you know that on average, each person in North America uses 550 liters of water every day? But in other parts of the world, people only use 140, 70, or even as little as 10 liters of water a day. Millions of people do not have access to enough fresh water. Farmers often do not have enough water to grow their crops, so food has become scarce. 1 billion people have to walk at least 15 minutes to get their fresh water for the day and then carry it home. The water they are able to collect is dirty and will make themselves and their families sick. Luckily, this is a problem we can solve. For example, organizations like Ryan's Well Foundation and UNICEF raise money to build wells. You can help these organizations by raising money to donate to them. Also, you can make others aware of this problem by sharing your knowledge with friends and family. Would you be willing to help make sure that everyone has access to clean and safe water? So here's our example of the entire section, but today we are only focusing on how to hook the reader and how to, and the ability to tell what the issue is in one sentence, sort of like our focus statement that we normally would write. And so so first of all, to hook the reader, we know that when we always have an introduction, it's got to be something that gets the reader interested in what we have to write. And so in this one, we have this fact here that really gets people engaged in, like, really? What are you talking about? And so we started with a question, did you know? Did you know that on average, each person in North America uses 550 liters of water every day? But in other parts of the world, people only use 140, 70, or even as little as 10 liters of water a day. So that's what we're looking for first. So we're looking for a fact. And so that isn't on this note catcher. That's nowhere here. So we are going to look in our One Well book, and I'm going to ask you to look in your One Well book to do so. And so in my One Well book, I have some pages, and I'm going to find the page that goes with my access to clean water, but I'm also going to show you some pages that you could have for yours. So here's the access to the well on page 20 and page 21. And so basically what we did here is we took the information from here to put it inside our essay. So what I would like you to do is if you decide that you really want to talk about access, then you can look at page 20 and 21 and find some sort of fact. You don't have to find it from here, but this might be the most convenient place. And you look through those pages and find something that will really grab the reader. So it could be North America has 1/3 the population of Africa, yet North Americans use 3 times as much water. Okay. Or you could use the fact nearly 300 million people in Africa do not have access to enough fresh water. You could use this fact down here over in the corner. You could use some information that you found in the paragraphs. But you're going to pick out something if you're interested in focusing on access to find that page. Then if you just flip to the next, to page 22 and 23, you'll find for demands on the well. So if you're thinking about you really want to focus on demands, here we go. By 2025, many experts predict that 1 out of every 4 people will live in a country that is short of water. So that could be a fact that you put at the beginning of yours to draw the people in. So they go, whoa, that's not going to be good. You could use some of this information down here. You could use some information here, some here, or even within the paragraphs that are right here. So look through there and find a really great one. The other idea is if you really want to talk about pollution in your essay, there's pages 24 and 25. Pollution in the well has a big section here. I was thinking that this fact right here might be a good one for, oh, it's a little hard to see, sorry, the glare. But it says every day 1.8 million tons or 2 million tons of garbage are dumped into the Earth's water, enough to fill more than 15,000 boxcars. That's quite the fact. There are a lot of facts in here and over on this page that might be something that you want to use to add to your essay. So your job today, the biggest part today, is to find that fact that is going to pull in your reader. And then once you've done that, you need to decide what sort of issue that you have, which is what comes from this part here where it says the issue. And we wrote, millions of people do not have enough access to fresh water. So you'll notice here is my millions of people do not have access to fresh water. That is my focus statement. That is my statement that's telling what the rest of my 2 paragraphs are going to be about. Okay, the first paragraph later on, I'm going to explain that more, give more facts, and this one I'm going to give the action. But right now, we're just focusing on that one section here in your planner. And you have 3 of these to choose from, so you can use one of those 3. So what I want to do right now, though, is so that's what you're going to do today. All you're going to do is come up with that fact that is going to hook the reader, and one sentence that tells what your issue is that you're going to focus on. So I'm going to show you on my screen here exactly how you're going to go to and open a Google Doc in case you've forgotten. So here's Google. I'm going to go to my waffle. You're going to get your waffle and you're going to go to Docs. When you get to the doc page, it's going to give you a blank one. You're going to go ahead and start a new document and click on that. It's going to give you this. I'd like you to go up to the corner here and you're going to go ahead and say water. Oh, didn't let me do that. Okay, what's going on? Okay, water. Okay, oh, jumped out again. Water opinion essay. Because that, oh goodness, apparently I can't talk and work at the same time. All right, a water opinion essay. All right, so that's what we're going to write down in here. And your title could be water opinion essay, or in ours, it said clean, safe water for everyone. You can come up with a creative title for yours before you turn it in, but that's not necessary today. So you'll notice at the bottom, I'm going to go back here real quick. At the bottom of this assignment, you have some sentence stems. And we put these in there because sometimes we have a hard time getting started. Some of you just know exactly how you want to jump in to your work, and that is fine. But for those of you who are struggling and I just don't know what to start with, she says, I need to come up with some sort of surprising fact to give my reader, hook my reader, but I don't know how to do that. So we gave you this. Did you know? And then you're going to continue with your sentence. And then you can add another sentence that has detail about that. Mine had 2 sentences. Did you know that on average, each person in North America uses 550 liters every day? But in other parts of the world, people only use 140, 70, or even as little as 10 liters of water a day. So when you are getting ready to type, you are going to go ahead and in your Google Doc, you can go ahead and use that sentence stem. Did you know? And then you're going to continue to type whatever you chose for your specific interesting hooking fact. Okay, and then if you have, so you go on, did you know, da, 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 and then you, question mark, because that's a question, and then you want to explain that a little bit more. Okay, you can do that. You can use 2 sentences for that. So I might say, even though, and then so on, and just some more ideas about what might happen in that sentence. And then you need at least 2 sentences today, if not 3. First, you need to hook the reader. And the second one, you need to tell us about the issue. Okay, so you can type in the issue is, and then you're going to tell us what the issue is. The issue is there's too much pollution in the Earth's water. That would be fine. The issue is not enough people have access to water. The issue is millions of people, there was ours, millions of people do not have access to fresh water. You could write, the issue is the demand on water becomes greater and greater over time. And then you could use some more of those, and then, we'll get to the facts that explain that further tomorrow. Now remember, this particular essay is going to be done, we're going to work on it all week long. So today you are going to focus on just those 2 things, hooking the reader with a fact, using your One Well book, and typing a sentence that has our issue. So this pink part and this yellow part is what you're working on today. Now on your document, you are not going to start a new document tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to add to this document. So today you're going to either have 2 or 3 sentences, one with a question. You might elaborate with another sentence that goes with that first one to explain a little better, and your focus statement, your sentence that tells what the issue is. So today, to do that, again, you're going to need, you might want to have your note catchers. You might, you can use the sentence stems if you would like. You do not have to. And you also can use your One Well book to come up with all of those interesting facts that will help you hook your reader. So that's what you're going to work on today. Tomorrow we will continue on with the rest of the essay. So go ahead and make sure that that's accomplished today and that tomorrow you are able to access that again. So here's, again, here you go. Make sure you label it water opinion essay, and you do not need to share it with me today. You can share it with me later in the week. All right, my friends, good luck. 3 sentences. You've got this for sure. All right, my friends, I will be seeing you tomorrow.